Anybody that has horses is going to recognize this particular tool. That's a hoof knife. Hoof knives are about $10, $12, $15, depending on where you are. Okay, you can probably buy a cheaper one, but it's cheaper, not just less expensive. It's made out of less hardened steel. It dulls faster, and then you have to deal with it. This particular one right here has a sharp edge right there for cutting and trimming. This hook right down here is sharpened from the inside out and flat here. So here's what we're going to do. We'll pretend that this is a regular knife, turn it 45 degrees or 45 degrees, and just slide it down the blade like this. Now, this is hitting here, so I'm going to turn it over and get down in the crook of it and do this. And I'm just going to work it right on up. And I'm just going to have it moving in a rounding motion before you stick it in there. So it's kind of seamless. It touches, it slides, come right out off the point just like this. There's no possible way you can sharpen a hoof knife simpler than what I'm doing right now. Then we're going to flatten it out, take any burrs off of it, come right on down, and right on out. And now you have a nice sharp blade here and a sharp blade there for getting down in there and trimming around the frog on a horse's hoof. You just save $10, $15, however much those cost. If this little particular tool right here was, if I walked up to you or you come up to me at a gun show and you said, how much are they? And I said $200, you might choke a little bit. If I went to your house in less than an hour, I'm going to show you how to save $200 because I'm going to take hard to sharpen tools that you normally replace, like this and this, you know, and serrated edge blades like this that you might send back to the factory. And I'm going to show you how to sharpen those and salvage them. If I save 5 things that cost $20 a piece, that makes this $100. Okay? It pays it back that way. You sharpen 10 things, your money's come back to you. They have an unconditional satisfaction guarantee forever. If you break it, you run over it with a pickup and break it, or the dog chews it up, you get a hold of the representative or the website. You know, if you bought it from a representative at a gun show and you go back to them, you know, show them that it's broke, whatever, and they'll just trade you and give you a brand new one. Otherwise, you get a hold of one of us or the website, and we'll replace it absolutely free and no questions asked. The customer's right on this situation with us. So anyway, it's called HandySharp. It's bright orange. That makes it harder to lose when you drop it. It's lightweight, pocketable, inexpensive. The V-notch I haven't talked about yet. V-notches are not for pocket knives and hunting knives. Pocket knives, now this is mostly serrated, so you couldn't run that through the V-notch anyway. Then you just have this short blade. That'd be a little bit aggravating. But the deal with the V-notch is generally speaking, kitchen knives, they're going to be kind of thin. They are not serrated like this is. I check for nicks. This kind of gross you out a little bit, but I slide it down my fingernail kind of slow and gentle. The sensitivity in my fingernail will tell me if there's any nicks in there. If I find no nicks in that blade, then it's a candidate for the V-notch. V-notches have an absolute bottom with very sharp corners. If there's the slightest nick in this blade, it will stick in the V-notch. If you persist, it'll stick and tear the back out of the nick. Just makes the nick bigger. Nobody likes that in their knives. So what I do, I check for nicks, slide it down my fingernail. If I find there's no nicks, then I'll lay this down on the edge of a table, and I slide the knife through it like this. Notice I'm only putting one finger on the sharpener. That's actually a pressure gauge. If I push hard enough on it to move the sharpener, that's too much pressure. And you might say, well, you're just touching it, Brad. It's moving. Watch this. I'm not going to push any harder with my finger. I don't fool people. That's not what I'm all about. Watch this thing just sit there and take it. Now, unless I push too hard or bump it, sharpener doesn't move. Why? Because I'm probably only using about half the weight of the knife. Gentle. If you take the sharpener and hand hold it and pull the knife through it, it won't slide. It just sticks. Okay, if you do this, that's not a good idea. Like that. lay it down, gentle, slide, and there you go. I still take the open face, go back to 90 degrees, touch it light, back and forth, take the wire edge off of it, and voila. Women like the V-notch sharpeners probably more than men because women don't want to think about the angle and degree of the bevel on the knife. If I hold that straight up and match the bevel, it's going to look about like this. It'll be symmetrical on the other side. This is about 22 degrees. Once you use this sharpener with a V-notch on the knives and you keep using it, it's going to set your knife to about a 22 degree bevel this way. That's kind of an all-around bevel. Women just like to put this on the table, lay it down, slide the blade through it, just like that. Most men are outside and doing things, so they take this out of their pocket, they just relax with the knife, it'll pop up in the air like that, you set it on there, you slide, just like that. Turn it over and do the same thing. Back and forth, light, finished. Voila. There's an old saying, proof's in the pudding. My saying is, pudding always tastes good. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later. You know what? Call the representative that brought you to the attention of the HandySharp. You can also go to a web page, and it's called handysharp.com. You can order off the web page, and it'll be shipped right to you. Larger quantity numbers, talk with the representative and see about getting a better price on it. Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays, any time is a good time to take a HandySharp to the hostess, take it to their house, show them how to use it, give it as a gift. 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, if they don't lose it or someone doesn't snitch it, they'll still have the HandySharp. And you know what? Every time you go over to their house, I'll just about bet you at some point they'll probably show you the HandySharp, smile and say thanks. Have a good day. I'm Brad with HandySharp. Talk to you later.